And so take a moment to adjust your posture so that you are comfortable, especially in the hips and the knees. Let your palms rest in the lap and feel your shoulders draw down away from the ears, relaxing through your arms. And gently close your eyes if you haven't already. You may notice a lot of movement in the eyelids at first, and eventually let the eyes settle and all of the muscles in the face soften. Begin to invite your attention inward and observe what's going on in your body this morning. Where is your energy? What physical sensations are you aware of this morning? Any areas in the body that feel like they're held or tense? And also acknowledge where your thoughts are this morning, what your mood is like. And give yourself permission to just let go of attachment to any thoughts that feel like they're really pulling you away from your focus. And that's totally normal to often drift toward our thoughts, to start playing the narrative that goes on in our mind. And so as soon as you notice that, just try and bring yourself back to your physical present, noticing your breath and noticing your body throughout our movement practice today. And start to tune into the sound and sensation of your breath. Feeling your body expand and contract with each cycle. And just start to consciously slow down and deepen your breath. Take more time to fill the lungs and expand as you inhale. And more time to empty the lungs and contract as you exhale. And the next time that you inhale, float the eyes open and raise the arms up over your head. Actively reach up over the shoulders and glance toward your thumbs or the ceiling. Engage through your back and lower abdominals. Breathe deeply here as you feel your spine draw up One more breath in. Exhale, float the arms down, but keep that length in your spine. Good, reach your arms behind the back and connect the fingers or use a strap here. Roll the shoulder blades back and gently extend the arms behind you. Good, start to reach the arms up away from your spine, opening the chest any amount. And try not to overarch in the lower back. You may feel a bit more here, but see if you can actually think of arching in the upper back. Lift your chest and rib cage. Good. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release the arms and separate the hands. Good, let's come out of the seat and into table pose. You can put aside anything that you might have been sitting up on. And line the shoulders over the palms and the hips over the knees. And we'll take some spinal waves. Inhale, lift your tailbone, chest, and chin. Exhale, drop the tailbone and tuck the chin to the chest. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Just continue through both directions, coordinating movement and breath. And feel free to take any other direction of movement in your spine, your hips, or your shoulders, whatever helps to wake up your back right now. And then arrive back at a neutral table pose. Let's extend the right leg behind us and reach the left arm forward. Actively push against your right palm, feel that shoulder engage, and draw the navel in, supporting through your core. One long line from the fingertips to the heel. One more breath in, and exhale, release. Other side, extend your left leg back and right arm forward. Strong energy through the left arm and shoulder, and lots of length all the way down the spine, out the limbs. One more breath in, and exhale, release. Walk your arms forward and press your chest down toward the mat, half down dog. As the spine extends, find strong energy in the arms as if you were in the full posture. So press against the palms, feel the shoulders activate as the spine draws into the body. One more breath in. Exhale, lift back to table pose. Let's step the right foot in between the hands, finding a low lunge. Walk your left knee as far back as you can comfortably and get down into the hips here. Deep bend at your right hip joint. The next time you inhale, reach the arms forward and up, lifting the spine to your crescent lunge. Feel an upward energy from the lower back as you lift the rib cage and chest and glide your arms back, opening in front of the armpits. Good. One more breath in and exhale, hands to the mat. Let's lift the back knee up off of the ground, high lunge, and then take a spinal twist here. Raise your right arm. Good. I'm just going to let whoever this is into the class. All right, so lots of active energy in your straight leg. Feel that quadricep engage strongly. Reach out through the heel and find that rotation all the way up the spine. The next time you exhale, take the right hand back to the mat. Then send the hips back and up for modified pyramid pose as you try and straighten the right leg and fold nose to knee. And feel free to use blocks here. If the right hamstring is really tight, just working on sending the hips back. Get as long in the right leg as you can. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let's come back to that lunge. Plant your palms on the mat and step to plank pose from here. Feet and legs together, shoulders over the palms. Good, steady breath. We're gonna hold here just to build some heat in the body. So engage your core and squeeze the legs together. Three more breaths. With an exhalation, bend your elbows, lower through chaturanga to the floor. Point the toes, inhale to a low or high cobra. Exhale and roll back down. Twice more. Inhale, coming up to cobra. Exhale to let it go. And once again, inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Let's come back up to the knees and step the left foot forward, low lunge. So get nice and low in the hips and walk your right knee back if you can so you get more length in the quad and psoas here. The next time you inhale, to rise up, low crescent lunge, reaching up through the ribcage and chest as we glide the arms back in space. And the next time you exhale, release the hands down. Let's lift the back knee to our high lunge position. And we'll take the twist, right palm down, rotate and raise the left arm. Feel that twist move from your navel up. So use the strength of your abdominals to help this rotation. One more breath in, and exhale, left hand to the mat. And let's send the hips back and up, attempting to straighten the left leg as we fold forward. This modified pyramid pose. A much wider stance than we normally would take, and your back heel is probably not touching the ground. Feel your left hip crease drop back in space. Good, let's exhale and return to the lunge. Plant your palms on the mat and step from here to plank. Good, feet and legs together, shoulders over the palms. Really reach back through the heels as you stretch forward through the crown of the head. Couple deep breaths here. Three more. And with your last exhalation, lower all the way down. Inhale up to cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale up to your knees. Exhale, hips back and up, downward facing dog. Take a moment to adjust your stance if you need to, a little wider or closer, depending on where you landed. And then press back. Feel your chest and armpits move toward the ground as your hips lift up. Nice deep breath. The next time you inhale, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale to the flat back position. Exhale and fold, hanging over the legs. Let's stay here a few breaths. Let the head and neck release. And feel the weight of your body move toward the balls of the feet as the hips reach up. The next time we inhale, we're going to come up, open the arms, reach all the way overhead as you stand, and exhale the arms to your sides. Then we're going to come through a few rounds of sun series. Come to the front of your mat. On an inhalation, reach up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, transition to down dog. Good, stay here and breathe and find that length in the spine. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach up overhead, standing. Exhale, release the arms. Second round, inhale, begin. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale, strong through the core. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Keep your breath slow and steady. On an inhalation, look forward. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, begin. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, make your way to down dog. Release your neck. Feel your chin gently tuck to the chest. Just let go of any holding there. On an inhalation, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Let's stand with the feet together. We're going to take one round of Sun Series B. Inhale, bend the knees and sit back to chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, descend. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step to high lunge. Ground your back heel. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Let's take a few breaths here. Focus on rotating your hips forward and getting low in the back knee, low in the front knee, high in the back knee. The next time you exhale, bring the hands down. You can go to down dog if you like, or step to plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Raise your left leg, inhale. Exhale, step the foot through, ground your back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Stay here and breathe. The next time you exhale, hands down. You can go to down dog or step back to plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take several deep breaths here. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand and release. Good, take a few breaths here, just a mountain pose. Root through your feet as you reach up through the spine. And try and slow down your breath. Good. Once the breath feels calm, let's put a few inches of space between the feet, about hip width apart. We're going to take a revolved chair pose or variation of this. If your hands don't meet the floor comfortably in a flat back position, you may want to have blocks for this. So let's bend the knees deeply. Send your hip joints as far back as you can, and then get really low. Take the hands to the floor and find flat back. Right? And if you're not sure, just reach back. You shouldn't feel any of your lumbar vertebra poking out. Right? So really forward tilt to the pelvis and lengthen your spine. Good. Feel your hip flexors contract to support your upper body. Now let's take the right hand in between the feet. So about, a foot forward. The right hand's going to be like the point of a triangle. Your feet are the base. And from that point, twist, rotate, and reach your left arm up. Keep your hips level and sitting back. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release. Keep the flat back, keep the deep bend in the knees. Left hand makes the point of the triangle, so a little bit ahead of the feet. Rotate to the right, reach the right arm up. Good, keep the hips low and reaching back. Good, exhale, release. Lift the hips and fold forward. Let your head and neck drop. Extend the back of the legs. Good, if your hands don't touch the floor and you're forward bend the knees a little more. Step your left leg all the way back and bring that knee down. Low lunge. Should feel good to stretch the hip flexors after that. Let's take both arms inside of the front foot. Move that foot over maybe 2 inches and turn it out and let the knee fall away from your shoulder. Good. Feel free to stay up on your hands or bring your elbows to blocks or the ground. Each time you exhale, see if you can feel your pelvis move down toward the mat. Good. If you're down on the elbows, let's come on back to the hands. We're going to take one more twist here. Left hand down, rotate and raise your right arm up. And then optional quad stretch. Reach your right arm back. bend that back knee and see if you can catch the foot in your hand. Right, if it's not there, don't force it. You can keep reaching back, great chest opening. If you have the foot, see how it feels to bend the elbow a little bit and bring that heel closer to your hip. Just deepening the stretch if you like. And if that's too much, reach the foot back again. And if you've got your heel, let's let it go. And we'll all take the right hand back down to the floor inside the right foot. Let's move that foot over even more so that you can plant your palms in line for plank pose. Lift your back knee, step your right foot to plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a few moments here. Let your head and neck release. And just notice the difference between the right and left leg and hip. And we'll take that other side directly from here. Look forward and step your left foot up in between the hands and bring your back knee to the mat. Low lunge. Let's take both arms inside the left foot, which you're going to move over a little and turn out and let this knee fall away from your shoulder. Good. We're going to stay here several breaths. If you like, you can bring the elbows to blocks or the ground. But the main focus is on keeping the hips really low. All right, if you're down on the elbows, let's come back up to the hands. The right hand will stay down for our twist as we rotate and reach the left arm up. Good, and then optional quad stretch. Reach your left arm back, and then bend your back knee and see if that foot can come into the hand. If not, just continue this reach. Great shoulder and chest opening. If you have it, a little lighter quad stretch is to keep the heel kind of reaching back away from you. A bit deeper is to bend the elbow and try and bring the heel closer to your hips. Good, and really support with your right hand. You're pushing against the back so you don't collapse into this shoulder. Right, so keep it working. Good, if you have the foot, let's let go, and we'll all take the left hand back to the mat. Move your left foot over even wider, find that plank stance in the hands, and then lift your back knee and step to plank. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take 5 breaths here in down dog. Hopefully, right and left side feel pretty balanced. One more breath in, look forward, and exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up and reach over your head. Exhale, release your arms. And again, just stand in mountain pose. Notice how you feel in your body right now. Slow down your breath. And once the breath feels calm again, we're going to bring the feet all the way together to touch. We're going to take the prayer pose variation of our twisting chair. So let's inhale, bend the knees, and sit back to chair pose. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. We're gonna twist to the left. So rotate from your belly button. Cross your right elbow to the outer left thigh. And now your top hand, the left one, really push it down against the bottom hand to help you leverage that twist up your back. Good, keep squeezing the legs together. Reach your hip joints back and the spine forward with your twist. Good, on an inhalation, unwind, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the heart, twist to your right. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right near thigh and use your top hand to press down into that prayer position and feel your twist move up your back. Good, inhale, unwind, reach up for chair. Exhale, forward, fold, drop your head. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, just walk back to down dog. In this down dog, take your feet maybe 2 inches closer to your hands than you normally would. Raise your left leg up, and then open the hip to the side. Bend your left knee, dropping the heel, quad stretch. Press evenly through both hands, and see if you can let your right heel drop a little lower to the floor. Sometimes this shorter stance can help you get a better calf stretch if your heels don't typically touch. If your heel is touching the ground, try and lift your toes up, engaging the front of the shin. Good, let's slowly release the left foot back to the ground, down dog, and then raise the right leg up, open the hip to the side and bend the right knee, letting the heel fall. Good, strong energy through both arms. See if you can really reach the left heel down toward the mat. And if it touches, try lifting the left toes up. Good, exhale, slowly return the right foot to the mat. And let's bring the knees to the ground. Take a rest in child's pose. I'm going to take the knees together and wrap my arms around the legs for this one, since the arms and upper back just did a lot of work there. Might be nice to take this version, separating the shoulders away from the spine. Just let them melt. Good. From here, take your hands in front of your knees and just sit yourself up on the heels. So we're going to take one more little fun version of chair pose. We're going to be working on coming from a balance in hero to chair and back. So some of you have done this with me in my classes before. So lean forward in table and tuck your toes under so your heels lift. And my big toe knuckles are together. Feet are very close together. If you can get the inner ankle bones to touch, great. That might not work for you. And now sit back on your heels. Walk your hands closer to the knees and lift the knees up off the ground. So you're balancing on the balls of the feet here. We're going to bring the hands to the knees or thighs and then start to lift your upper body so that you're upright and feel your thighs move away from your abdomen so your thighs are parallel to the floor. And you might notice a lot of little movement in the feet and ankles, all those stabilizer muscles, just trying to find balance here. Good, let's raise the arms up over the shoulders. Draw the navel in slightly and engage your lower abdominals and lower back. Good, so from here, we're gonna rise up to chair pose. Lean your upper body forward, send your hips back, and bring the heels to the floor, and find chair. So just a subtle shift. Lengthen your spine and lift your chest. Good, keep breathing. We're gonna try and return to the balance. Lower your hips, lift your heels up, and find that balancing hero. Knees move down, spine straightens. Good, keep breathing. We're gonna do this once more. Lean your upper body forward, hips back, put the heels down and find chair. And then lower your hips, lift the heels, find that balancing hero. Bring your thighs parallel to the ground and lift up through your spine. Good, nice work everybody. Exhale, lean forward and put the hands down, then bring the knees down. And we're gonna walk it forward and lower all the way down to the mat. Nice work everybody. Let's stretch out those hip flexors and quads again. You can support your forehead with your left forearm, bend your right knee, and reach back for the foot. Bring that heel closer to your hip for a deeper stretch, where you can lift the right thigh and knee up off the mat a few inches. Just get some length into those hip flexors and quads. Just did a ton of work. Good, let's release. Other side, support your forehead with your right forearm so you can breathe. Bend your left knee and reach back for the foot. And bring it closer to the hip if you want more stretch, or hover that thigh just a little bit off the ground. Good, and let's release. You can put your forehead directly on the mat and take your palms outside of the chest for cobra pose. And let's take the legs a little bit wider apart than hip width and point your toes. Press the front of your pelvis into the floor. And that should kind of engage your glutes a little bit, lengthen your lower back. And then we're gonna lift the rib cage and chest up for a high cobra. Keep squeezing the glutes and pressing the front of the pelvis down. Lift your abdomen away from the mat as the chest lifts up. Feel your shoulder blades glide down toward your hips. Good, so you can stay here. If this is really intense, deep back bend, great. If you want to try adding the leg position, you're going to bend your knees and try and point your toes together behind your back. Feel your shoulders move toward your feet as your feet move toward your shoulders. Right, if this does not feel good in your lower back, then come out. Right, I am squeezing my glutes as strongly as possible to prevent extra pressure in the lower back. Good, if you're here, lower your upper body first, and then release the legs to the floor. So turn your head to one side, let your arms relax alongside your body, and let your shoulders melt down. Just take a few breaths to recover. Good, bring your legs a little closer together, about hip width apart. We're gonna take one more back bend here. Come up onto your elbows in Sphinx pose. Glide your shoulder blades back and feel your chest and rib cage move forward and up. So already arching the upper back. If you'd like, you can stay in Sphinx if this is a good intensity for you, or you can try bow pose. We're gonna bend the right knee, Lean back and reach for that foot or ankle, and then the left knee, reach for the ankle or the foot, and flex the feet as you send them back toward the end of your mat, lifting the ribcage and chest for full bow pose. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together, open across the chest. One more breath in. Exhale, lower your upper body, then let go of your feet. And if you like, you can keep your feet up in the air as you swish the heels side to side, letting your upper body rest on the mat. Little rotation here can be a great way to release the lower back. Good, and then lower the legs to the floor. Bring the legs about hip width apart again if they got wider. We're going to take that once more. So let's come up onto the forearms and elbows for Sphinx pose. Already feel your rib cage and chest lift, shoulders back. And you can stay here or come to bow. Bend one knee, lean away and reach for that heel or ankle. And other side. Once you have them both, flex the feet, drive the feet back toward the end of your mat, lifting the rib cage and chest. One more deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's let go of the feet, but leave them up. Take your head down to one side and slow windshield wipers as you move the feet back and forth. Just letting your pelvis rotate with this. Good. Lower your feet to the mat. Take your hands outside your chest. I want you to just very slowly come up to table pose. Take your time. Slide your knees forward closer to your hands and bring them together and slowly sit back to your heels. Now let's walk the arms over to the left side of the mat for a lateral child's pose. So find that C curve in your spine and then lower your upper body slowly toward the ground. Let your head drop. Should feel a big long stretch down the right side. And let's lift the head and chest. Walk the hands back onto the mat and then over to the right side as far as you can, finding that lateral curve, and then lower down like child's pose, dropping the head. Let's inhale, take it back onto your mat, slowly lift up into table. Let's plant the palms shoulder width apart and come back to downward facing dog. Lengthening the entire spine now as a way to counter the effects of those deep back bends. If you like, you can pedal the legs back and forth a few times, letting your hips rock side to side as you do that. And then from here, we're going to come to pigeon. So if you use hip support, you might want to have something on the right side of your mat. Let's raise the right leg up, look forward and pull that knee to the chest, and then set it down in between the hands. Slide your left leg back. Open that knee out to a little wider angle at 2 o'clock as you slide back more, and then forward fold when you're ready. Just take your time here. Really listen to that right hip. Notice if your body is reactive against this pose. And just be patient with your fold. And if you're comfortable with the head down on the mat, then let your arms relax eventually so you're not reaching the whole time. I'm going to be here about a minute for each side, so a nice long hold here. You can close your eyes if you like. Try and keep your attention on your breath. Good. From here, I'm going to offer an optional twisting variation. If you'd like to try, lift your head up a little bit if it's all the way on the ground. It's going to start kind of like threading the needle. Thread your left arm underneath the right and try and bring that shoulder to the ground the way you would in threading the needle, and then lay your head down. And then we're going to bring the palms together in prayer position. So bend your left elbow, let the palms meet, and bring the thumbs toward your armpits, or your right armpit rather, not both of them. And glide your right shoulder blade back. And so this twist, in addition to being really deep for the spine, it is probably going to deepen the intensity of the hip opening in pigeon. Really deep for the glutes and the piriformis. So if that's too much there, then just come out. You don't have to take the prayer position. You can try just the threading the needle part or return to your regular fold. Good. If you're in this variation, take your top hand to the floor and then use that to gently push up off the ground and bring yourself upright. If you are still in the fold, come back upright at this point. And then we're just going to really slowly make our way to down dog. I like to walk my back knee closer to my hands a little bit and then push the floor and step back. And it probably will feel good to alternate pedaling the feet again. Just really lengthen that right leg. It was in pigeon for a while. And then when you're ready for the other side, let's raise the left leg, pull the knee to the chest, and then shift forward to put the knee in between the hands. Slide your right leg back, and if you can, open this knee a little wider, about a 10 o'clock, slide back again with that right leg, and come forward when you're ready. Good. And if you're using support for that left hip, just get it in place so that you feel level, like you're not tipping over to the left side. And once you are comfortable in your fold, close the eyes. And again, notice if there's any reactivity in the body, any muscles in the legs that are contracting that don't need to be working right now, perhaps. optional twist here. If you're interested, lift your head if it's on the ground. Your right arm is going to thread under the left, just like threading the needle. Try and get the outside of the shoulder to the floor and lower the head to the mat. And now bring the palms together in prayer position. Bring the thumbs in toward your left armpit and try and glide the left shoulder blade back. So I'm really leaning back onto the right shoulder, which is down. And that's deepening the hip stretch here. If it feels okay, just stay with it and breathe, or come out if you need to. Good. If you're here, the top hand's going to come out of the prayer pose to the floor, and then press at that point to come up off of the shoulder. Let's all rise up if you were still folding, and slowly make your way to down dog. This will be our last time here. And if it feels good, rock a little through the hips as you alternate bending each knee. Good, and then let's take a seat. If you like to do seated postures with your hips elevated, I like a little blanket because I'm a little tight in my hips and hamstrings. You can get that. If not, sit directly on the mat. We've done a lot of twisting this morning. I want to counter that with some forward bending. So let's start with the soles of the feet together, knees open wide for bound angle pose. Hold the tops of the feet or your ankles, and squeeze your outer hips and thighs, and see if that can help you open the knees more as you sit up tall through the spine. And take a few deep breaths here upright, just finding that length. And if you are already getting a really deep hip opening, you don't have to fold forward here. So you can stay upright in the pose. If you'd like to fold forward, guide your spine out over the feet, keeping the length for as long as possible. Tuck the chin to the chest. If the elbows meet the inner thighs, you can gently press there if that feels all right. Just take your time with this. And try and let your breath advance your fold, not the force or strength of your upper body. And when you're ready to come up, let's inhale. Lift the spine. Bring the knees together. I'm going to take a seated forward bend. Extend the legs out in front of you. If you like doing this pose with a strap, you can connect that around the balls of the feet. If you don't have that or prefer hands outside of your hips, take them there. And we're all going to start upright. So lift up through your spine as you press forward through the heels. Find that same energy you just had in bound angle pose. Lots of length. If you're using the strap, start to pull against it to guide your spine forward. If not, reach the arms up over the shoulders, and then exhale, lean the upper body forward and let the hands hold wherever they land. And I like to feel this pose evolve with my breath as well. On the inhalations, feeling the spine extend and the rib cage inch forward. And on the exhalations, finding downward energy. Kind of like a little inchworm with the upper body until you really feel like you've gotten all the length you can get in your lower back. And then let your chin tuck to the chest, letting go through the back of the neck. When you're ready to come out, let's inhale and come back upright. Good. 2 options for our next pose. You can either do nose to knee, so fold the left knee out to the side and then fold forward over your right leg. Or if you'd like to try the bound posture, Marichyasana, we did this one last week, bend your left knee and hug the shin close to you, so the knee is pointing up toward your face. And then we're going to try that bind. The right hand's going to come to the floor, outside your hips, reach up through the left arm and exhale, fold forward, and then wrap the left arm around the front of the shin as you bend the elbow, hand comes behind your back, and then the right arm wraps behind your back to clasp or bind. Right, if the hands don't connect, you could try tossing a strap and catching that behind you. But again, if this bind is not for you today, you can take that other forward bend with the knee out to the side. Good. No matter where you are, keep your straight leg active. Reach forward through the heel and try and press the hamstring down toward the mat. And feel your spine lengthen forward down the straight leg. Good. Let's all slowly come out of the pose, whichever one you're in. Gently release the bind and come up out of the fold. Good. Let's switch sides. Straighten your left leg in front of you. And 2 options. Either fold the right knee out to the side or bring it in toward your upper body. Hug it as close to you as you can if you're doing the bind, so it's compact. And then left arm will reach out to the side. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, fold forward toward the straight leg. Rotate your right arm and wrap it in front of the shin. Bend the elbow, keep it in place. And then left hand wraps around to complete the bind. Right, if you're doing nose to knee pose or other option, you're folding forward over the left leg as you open the right knee out to the side. And no matter where you are, just keep that active energy in the straight leg. And when you're ready to come out, let's start to release. If you've got the bind, let go and gradually come up. Good, and we'll all release the bent leg forward. Take your hands behind your back. Just lean back on your hands and wheel the legs around a little bit. Kind of bang the legs against the ground, letting go of the intensity from the thighs. Good, all right, let's come down to the back. If you're sitting up on something, you can get rid of that. Take your time lowering to the floor. And once you are down on your back, let's open the arms out to a T position. Bend the knees and take the feet about as wide as your mat. And slowly drop the knees back and forth like windshield wipers. Find a fluid motion here in the lower back as the hips rock. The next time your knees go to the left side of your mat, let them stay down there. Actively press the right knee toward the ground. So you're rotating that thigh bone in the hip socket. And then let's raise the right arm up and overhead, reaching away from the hip. Nice long stretch through the right side. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, pick the knees up. Let's reach the right arm out again. Drop the knees to the right And press your left knee down toward the mat. Raise your left arm up and over your shoulder away from the hip. Last deep breath in. And exhale, release, pick the knees back up, and scoot the feet closer together and hug the knees to the chest. You can wrap your arms around the lower legs and rock a little bit from side to side. And turn your knees around in a wide circle a few times in each direction. And then you can stop that circling. We're going to keep the right knee here, but slide the left leg down on the mat. And actively reach forward through that leg. Imagine you're pushing the heel into a wall. So I want to finish up with a hamstring release. If you normally use a strap to connect to the foot, you can take that. But since we've warmed up quite a lot, you might try the big toe variation. So reach up and either try and take the right big toe with your right fingers, middle and index, or use your strap. And then we'll press the foot against the strap or the hand to straighten that leg toward the ceiling. Right, so when I do this pose at the beginning of a practice, I always need a strap. My hamstrings are just not loose enough to do this. But you may find that that's different at the end. But if it's not, don't force it. Right? We want to be really aware of the hamstrings and not put the attachments at any risk. It's just not worth it. Good, a few more breaths. Every time you exhale, I want you to really feel your navel draw down toward your spine. You can do an optional little forward bend here. If you like, you're going to exhale, draw your navel down, and then rise up, lifting the shoulders and head, trying to bring the nose to the right knee. Right, so active core, left leg is still pressing down on the mat. Good, if you're here, we're going to roll back down. And then we'll all let go of the strap or the big toe and float the right leg back to the ground. Good, adjust your hips if you need to. Maybe wiggle the legs a little bit to let go of some of that intense energy from the thighs. And then let's bring the left knee to the chest. Right leg actively reaching forward on the mat. Good, and then either use your strap and place it around the ball of the foot, or reach your left hand forward and grab the big toe with your index and middle finger, and your thumb kind of pushes against the toenail. Lie back down and then press your foot against the toe lock or your strap, extending the left leg. Keep the right leg active on the mat. Deep, steady breath. And then optional lift, creating a forward bend here. Draw your navel down toward your spine and then roll your head and shoulders up off the mat, trying to bring the nose and knee closer together. Good, roll back down if you took that. And we'll all release the big toe or the strap from the foot and float this leg to the ground. Good, wiggle out the legs a little bit and shake the back of the knees against the ground. Good, and then final pose before we relax in Shavasana here. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and open the knees out to the side for a reclined bound angle. Stretching the hip flexors here. You can open the arms out to the side or let them rest wherever is the most comfortable to you. Close the eyes. count to yourself 10 slow breaths. After those 10 breaths, gently bring the knees back together and get comfortable for Shavasana, final relaxation. If you're comfortable flat on your back, just slide your legs down from here. If you like to use props to support your body, gather whatever you need to be comfortable. Let your arms relax by your sides. And close your eyes if you haven't already. Once you feel settled, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Release your lower jaw and allow your tongue and throat to relax. And resume your natural breath energy here. So it doesn't matter how slow or fast the breath is right now, how deep or shallow, or if it's through the mouth or the nose. So let go of the breath awareness. And let go of any lingering active energy in your body. Melt down into the floor. Just enjoy this time of deep rest. attention back to your breath. And take several deep breaths just to cue your body. You're about to make some movement. You can start with the fingers and the toes. Gradually add whatever movement or stretch would feel good to you right now. And then eventually roll over to one side, find a fetal posture, and just notice how you feel right now. And stay with that feeling as you come upright. Keep the eyes closed and take any comfortable seat. Once you are sitting, just come back to that mindful, slow breath as you feel your spine lift and lengthen. We'll end our practice chanting Om one time. Bring the palms together in front of the heart and take a deep breath in. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making time and space to practice and expressing gratitude to your body. And thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you being here. I hope that you enjoyed this class today. Thanks, everyone.